secure, affectionate home. Amidst these transformative moments, she formed a close bond with a colleague who, like her, navigated the journey of single parenthood. Their shared experiences extended beyond the professional realm, often delving into the joy of outdoor pursuits such as cycling and hiking. It was during one such moment that her colleague proposed a thrilling adventure, an exhilarating rafting trip, a suggestion met with enthusiastic approval. Upon the elapse of an hour, their destination was finally within reach, and the securing of 2 sturdy rafting boats marked the commencement of their anticipated adventure. The notion of navigating these vessels amid the scorching rays of a relentless summer sun elicited a palpable sense of excitement among their assembled group. As they embarked, paddles slicing through the cool waters, their senses were invigorated by the awe-inspiring panorama that enveloped them. The children, exuberant and carefree, wholeheartedly revelled in this newfound aquatic escapade. Their journey gradually guided them toward the primary river channel, where the tempo of the current intensified. Navigating adeptly through the initial succession of rapids demanded skill and precision, a challenge they met with aplomb, deftly circumventing lurking obstacles. An hour into their expedition, a more formidable bend loomed ahead, introducing a tinge of apprehension. Yet, anchored by their confidence in acquired skills, they steered onward. Regrettably, fate intervened as their vessel collided with an unseen submerged rock while maneuvering the bend. In an abrupt moment, equilibrium was lost, and one among them was plunged into the water's embrace. The relentless rush of the current immediately posed a formidable adversary, ushering in a struggle for control. The drifting boat seemed to distance itself, leaving behind a growing sense of trepidation. The embrace of deeper waters tightened its grip, complicating the struggle for air. Fervent attempts to resurface proved futile, leaving the individual increasingly fatigued. As strength waned, the grasp on consciousness slipped. Submerging beneath the water's surface, an encompassing stillness enveloped the being, punctuated solely by the rhythmic cadence of a heartbeat resonating in the obscurity. Within this tranquil abyss, a retrospective voyage through life unfurled, from the intrepid days of youth, constantly seeking out challenges, to the role of an unwavering single parent, tirelessly devoted to a child's welfare. Initial panic gradually relinquished its hold to contemplation, a contemplation tinged with thoughts of surrender to the immutable situation. In that fleeting moment, an enigmatic hand seized hold of clothing, raising the submerged figure towards the water's surface. It seemed as if a new lease on life had been bestowed, basking in the radiant warmth of the sun's embrace, cradled by the tender caress of the breeze, with an imposing tree standing sentinel before her. Leaves rustled, whispering secrets that forged an inexplicable connection, an interconnectedness with the tree, breathing in unison. A world animated, hues vibrant in adoring foliage and blooms, vision augmented to capture minutiae with lucid precision. A bird's flight overhead, its melodic cadence reverberating, forging an empathic bond with its exuberance. Perception expanded, embracing the world from myriad perspectives, as if becoming an intrinsic part of it. Simultaneously, observation extended to unfolding events below. Her son emerged from the waters, attire drenched yet seemingly unharmed. Meanwhile, a motionless form lay submerged, lifelessly, bereft of breath. Remarkably, sorrow and anguish remained absent, replaced by an overwhelming tranquillity akin to bidding farewell to a former existence. Urgency surged as her son sought aid from others. Inexplicably tethered, empathetic threads wove to experience his fear and trepidation. Clad safely in a buoyant life jacket, determination etched onto his countenance as he fervently endeavoured to rescue her, propelled by the purest intentions of the moment. Suddenly, an immense silhouette manifested before her, radiating an overwhelming, indescribable wave of affection. She instantly identified this presence as that of a divine entity, God. His comforting grin provided solace, and his utterances bore immense gravity. "My child, welcome to this abode. I've observed your toil and selflessness. You needn't fret, for I shall never forsake you." A beckoning to traverse through a heavenly garden ensued, where they conversed while meandering amidst fantastical creatures and captivating foliage. This paradisiacal domain unveiled itself with awe-inspiring intricacy. Some creatures emitted gentle, gem-like glimmers beneath the sun's touch, casting an enigmatic ambience across the entire expanse. A butterfly, adorned with wings displaying an array of hues, each emanating a distinct luminosity, seized her attention. Uncommon flora, such as a tree donning a luminescent azure and violet trunk, emitting a subtle aroma from its leaves, enveloped her, evoking a sensation reminiscent of a folklore narrative. Within this enchanted garden, she encountered genuine bliss and profound serenity, as if the world itself had embraced an entrancing and tender allure. It struck her that these extraordinary sights would eternally linger in her consciousness. God guided her to various corners of the garden, each disclosing its own narratives and enigmas. In one corner, she witnessed a tiny rabbit gleefully nibbling on grass, symbolizing happiness. In another, a delightful squirrel leaped about, seemingly in pursuit of concealed treasures, symbolizing prosperity. Each creature and plant bore its individual tale and symbolism, contributing to the overarching enchantment of the paradise. Finally, God presented her with a choice: remain in paradise, perpetually reveling in its splendor and elation, or return to her beloved ones. This decision weighed heavily upon her, torn between the allure of eternal bliss and yearning for her kin. Nonetheless, she realized that choice rested solely with her, reassured that God's affection and presence would accompany her, regardless of her chosen path. Ultimately, she opted to return to the mortal realm, a decision she deemed fitting. As she readied herself to depart, she glimpsed God's approving smile and nod. Her spirit was gently guided away by an imperceptible force, gradually departing from paradise. It felt akin to soaring, while the scenery around her grew increasingly distinct. The vista of azure oceans, verdant forests, and swirling clouds unfolded, a clear indication that God was guiding her back to earth. As her spirit reconnected with her body, she felt its weight. She was revitalized by a powerful energy surge. She swam toward the surface with renewed vigor after reconnecting with her body. Her determination kept her going despite her lung pain. She felt like every fiber of her being supported her, giving her the strength she needed. Her chest pain subsided as her breath stabilized. She grasped the rough shore and succeeded, trembling but happy. She heard her son's soothing voice on the shore. He and concerned tourists quickly joined her. She cried as her son hugged her, his eyes filled with relief. She gently patted his back to reassure him that she was fine and to not worry. The administrator expedited her medical attention, and the doctor's thorough assessment allayed fears of severe injuries, prescribing only a few days of rest. She was forever grateful for the kind people who helped her and for the divine blessings. Her son's love and presence provided an unwritten symphony of comfort and joy in the hospital. She treasured having a loving son. This life-changing experience left an indelible mark, demonstrating her resilience and bravery as a mother. She often thought about this episode, thanking God for her second chance. Her unwavering conviction confirmed God's love's omnipresence, and she felt indescribably loved and protected. We appreciate your time and attention. We value your unwavering support. If this story piqued your interest and made you want to see more, please subscribe to our channel. You ensure a continuous connection to our upcoming adventures, revelations, and deeply moving stories. Join our community and explore the wonders of humanity. Your subscription and activated notifications keep you connected to an inspiring world where stories touch your soul. Thank you again for being a valued audience member. Greetings, dear viewers. Back in 1994, during an era where he navigated the helm of two prosperous jewelry businesses, existence for him was a maelstrom of constant motion. Each year, he actively participated in around 35 vibrant trade shows, marking the grand occasion in Tucson, Arizona, as a highly awaited spectacle in his packed schedule. Nevertheless, amidst these gatherings, a looming cloud of health issues often cast its shadow upon his endeavors. Amidst the fabric of customary events, that specific year chose defiance as its path. A puzzling virus or an evasive bacterium clandestinely made its presence known, sowing the seeds of ailment among the gathered throng. Even the most weathered medical experts found themselves confounded, scratching their heads in a bewildered state. As the third day of the event dawned, one individual found himself ensnared within the grips of severe symptoms, an unyielding deluge of perspiration alongside the foreboding swelling of his throat. With the descent of night, an indelible sensation began to unfurl, an unforgettable brush with what seemed like the final breath. It was a palpable encounter that etched itself into the very core of his being. In that transformative moment, he transcended the confines of his physical form, enveloped within a radiant, fluorescent mist. An ineffable sensation washed over him, entirely foreign to his past experiences. And within this ethereal realm, he found himself articulating the words, "I'm home, I'm finally home." Bill Torrella's lineage can be traced back to Brooklyn, New York, a place where his mother reigned over a delightful bar and grill just across the revered grounds of Ebbets Field, the legendary home of the Brooklyn Dodgers. His upbringing was adored with vibrant recollections of pennant games, notably the fabled instance when Mickey Mantle launched a home run for the Yankees in 1956. Throughout his formative years, he harbored an ardent affection for art, setting forth on an educational expedition in commercial art and illustration. His pursuit of enlightenment culminated at the esteemed Art and Design School in New York, a stepping stone that propelled him into a career at Triad Studios, a commanding presence in the realm of commercial art. Triad Studios stood as the creative force behind the endeavors of B&Bows, an immense advertising agency that cast a colossal shadow on the bustling streets of New York City. Yet, life, in its capricious manner, had an unexpected turn in store. In 1973, Bill made the transition to Florida following nuptials. He'd have been regaled with tales of Miami's allure by his father, conventions beneath the shade of palm trees, and the allure of cerulean waters. However, his arrival in Miami in 1973 served as an eye-opener. The cityscape was adorned with a scant few skyscrapers, and the advertising industry that had defined his New York career was practically non-existent. Confronted with this challenge, he embarked upon a new trajectory. A newspaper advertisement in the Miami Herald captured his attention. The county was in dire need of emergency medical technicians, EMTs, owing to an influx of retirees to South Florida. They proposed to sponsor his EMT education in exchange for his service as an attendant alongside paramedics. Juggling day shift duties with evening classes, he obtained his EMT certification. His tenure as an EMT exposed him daily to harrowing circumstances. witnessing individuals in distress, some teetering on the brink of mortality, exacted a weighty toll on his mental equilibrium. Eventually, he grappled with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, prompting a realization that change was imperative. The fortuitous stumble into the realm of jewelry unfolded through an unexpected revelation. A casual conversation with a truck-driving comrade unveiled the existence of seconds boxes, brimming with slightly flawed yet alluring jewelry pieces. Intrigued by the notion, an adventurous spirit nudged him to venture into this uncharted territory. With a modest investment under $200, a couple of tables, and a pop-up tent, he embarked on a local flea market expedition. Little did he anticipate the meteoric turn awaiting him. In a mere span of 2 days, his humble investment burgeoned into an astonishing profit of $2,800, a testament to the allure of the jewelry world. Fast forward to the landscape of 1994, where he steered the helm of not one, but 2 flourishing jewelry enterprises nestled in the vibrant expanse of South Florida. His anticipation soared as the annual Tucson Trade Show, a harbinger of possibilities, loomed on the horizon. However, destiny had clandestinely woven a pivotal juncture into the fabric of his life, concealed within the folds of this very exhibition. Amidst the usual concerns surrounding health hazards in bustling trade shows, fate unfurled a bewildering enigma, a mysterious pathogen that baffled the medical fraternity. The tranquil ambience of the event was ruptured on the 3rd day, as a neighboring booth transmogrified into the epicenter of an unforeseen medical crisis. A lady's abrupt collapse summoned paramedic urgency, yet amidst this chaotic crescendo, he stood untouched by the looming health storm, his concern for her plight propelling him to extend a helping hand. However, that fateful night hoisted upon him the mantle of severe illness. Profuse perspiration and a throat ensnared by rapid swelling plunged him into a vortex of distress. Immediate medical intervention became a lifeline, ushering in the swift administration of an intravenous, IV, drip, orchestrating an equilibrium in oxygen levels, and the infusion of antibiotic bags. The ensuing counsel urged a return to the hospital if the night's turmoil persisted, a night where the spectre of his final breath ominously loomed. In the throes of life's ebb from his corporeal vessel, he was inexplicably transported into the presence of the luminous, effervescent mist hovering above his lifeless form. A radiant beam of light emerged, casting a luminescent cascade upon the tableau beneath, and luring him into a resplendent tunnel adorned with a vibrant spectrum of colours. This kaleidoscope of hues coalesced into an ineffable symphony of love, a love so profound that he seamlessly merged with its resplendent effulgence. Traversing within this iridescent tunnel at the speed of light, enveloped in a tapestry of vivid colours, he encountered an intensifying surge of love akin to a homeward voyage. A gentle voice identified itself as Antonia, one of his guardians. Throughout this ethereal sojourn, spectral entities encircled him, reminiscent faces from his terrestrial existence engaged in silent communion through telepathy. Devoid of corporeal form or vocal cords, these luminous beings interwove their recognition seamlessly. Then, a voice resonated, a voice etchingly familiar, belonging to his brother Peter. Their emotional convergence transcended verbal articulation, a profound connection binding their essences. Peter's purpose unfolded, to steer him through a life review, a concept hitherto unfamiliar. This marked the genesis of his reconnection with the tapestry of memories woven within his earthly existence. Amidst the thorough scrutiny, there emerged a vivid portrayal of his actions, encapsulating the dichotomy of his essence. It was a tapestry woven with threads of benevolence that had traversed his lifetime, intricately interwoven with moments of faltering. Gratitude enveloped him for veering away from egregious wrongs, yet he remained oblivious to the inadvertent anguish he may have inflicted upon others. However, this introspective journey unravelled a tapestry, revealing the depths of sorrow and anguish he had unwittingly sown. He became a personification of that very anguish, incapable of shedding corporeal tears, but fervently pleading for absolution, echoing the words, "I beg your pardon, I beg your pardon." A luminescent radiance interceded, unveiling the affirmative ripples of his existence, particularly in his role as a paramedic. The unveiling showcased his unwavering commitment to preserving lives and extending assistance, elucidating the true essence of existence. To serve one another and acknowledge the intricate web of interconnection. His erstwhile fixation on commerce underwent a transformative metamorphosis. His brother Peter introduced the third guardian, a venerable presence exuding sagacity, symbolizing the intuitive compass that steered judicious decisions throughout his journey. He was transported back to the spiritual realm, engulfed in boundless affection. In the company of his guardians, he encountered celestial beings, imbibing sagacity and bearing witness to the genesis of cosmos, understanding the significance embedded within numerical facets like 1, 3, 6, 8, and 9. However, reluctantly, he was drawn back to the confines of his corporeal vessel, where he experienced tingling sensations. He ardently sought hospitalization, yet the societal taboos shackled him, preventing the sharing of his transcendental encounter. Upon returning to his abode, he comprehended the privilege bestowed upon him by encountering the divine. Unperturbed by the spectre of mortality, he eagerly anticipated his veritable abode, where the realms of agony and grief held no dominion, replaced instead by an omnipresent love and unwavering dedication to service. In the terrestrial realm, the crux lay in remembering the quintessential purpose, love and service. He earnestly acknowledged the profundity inherent in his vocation as a paramedic, underscoring the paramount mission to assist, disseminate love, and revel in the priceless bounty of affection